Ville? Any questions for Sampsa or Ville here in the room that we should still address?
Sampsa, how do you avoid potential unethical, let's put it this way, unethical people for misusing your service?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and we have even had actually some cases where we have had to take some actions towards that. So we use these payment services that basically are also fraud prevention systems. Like our payment system that we use is PayPal. We also would have the option to use Stripe, but we haven't rolled that out because it's slightly more expensive. But with PayPal, basically it works so that if there is some dispute on a charge, then any of the parties, like let's assume that a credit card is stolen, and the guy who steals the credit card goes to our platform to pay one of their accomplices or something. That's basically probably what you mean. It would be one case. So in that case, the guy whose credit card is stolen would be able to contact PayPal and dispute the charge. And then we would basically give them all the information, and most likely they wouldn't be able to reach the guy who made the charge. So in that case, PayPal would actually give the money back to the one who was wronged. So it's pretty safe in that way that when you use a credible payment system, that well, it's not that nothing bad will happen, but it's very unlikely that
Yeah, okay. But I was a little bit more. If there's a place where there's no parking sign and I start selling that.
Oh, you mean if you like steal somebody else's asset? Yeah, I actually, there was a case with the other service, I think in the UK, that the small business parking lot was next to a football stadium, and somebody who was living in a nearby house saw that, okay, this parking lot is empty, so I'm just going to rent it for like the 20 spaces for all the football matches. And then that thing went on for a while, and I think he made thousands of pounds, like a really significant amount of money. Then the small business owner realized that, oh, you know, what's happening, like why is the parking lot full, and what should I do? And I don't actually remember what the company did, but probably in the end he was charged with some kind of a fraud allegation, and then he had to pay the money back. But nothing like that has happened, at least yet in Finland, not to us at least. But it's definitely a possibility, and of course, you know, our terms and conditions say that you can't do that, but, you know, what are you going to do?
I won't.
Yeah, that's good to know. Maybe you just wanted some instructions how to do it.
Perfect. Thanks, Sampsa. Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you for very good presentations, both. My question was actually to Ville. In your presentation, you showed us your agile development model, and there was a little note that the projects must be killed fast. So the question is, how do you actually decide when to kill the projects?
Very good question. Yes, so like the failing fast, that should be needs to be part of your thing. I mean, obviously, what we try to do is that we try to kill them as fast as possible. So if we can kill the ideas in the evaluation phase, it's very good, because we've spent maybe just a couple of hours over time over there. But sometimes, you know, we need to kill them later. And actually, now we have one service that we're this close to killing in the experimentation phase. So, and that's a bit different kind of process. Then we need to involve the business a bit more closely, since, you know, they've been already involved. So my answer is that it varies, but I think the important part there is that you try to state in every phase that, you know, you understand that if it doesn't work, then, you know, we need to kill it, or we need to have the possibility to kill it. And many times you see that the attitude is that, you know, we need to push it because we've invested money into this one. But you know, I think that's already related to what I was saying about the learnings. That's one example. And I think 3 years ago, it was very hard for people to understand, like, what does this mean? But nowadays, it's more kind of people are like, okay, like, we should kill it, yeah, fine. So that's part of the evolution.
So, so basically, you do a kind of like a no-go or no-go decision after each phase, or did I understand correctly?
We try to avoid the gate model there. So the evaluation phase, it's pretty much we do a lean canvas exercise, and then we just decide, we just vote. Okay, does it make sense or not? So that's really easy. The concept phase, we get customer data. So that's we try to let the customer data to make the decision, not our subjective opinions. The same thing goes with the experimentation phase, and then we have even like more data on the service. So, but for example, this case that I mentioned that's in the experimentation phase, obviously we do, if it goes to the experimentation phase and all that, then we need to do a bit of an analysis there, like what are the options? One of the options is to shut down, but there might be some other ones as well, and then we go through those, and it might be that we decide to shut it down, but then it's good to have the proper discussion as well.
Thanks.
There is a follow-up actually online on that. It would be interesting to know how many fail fast cases it has required to achieve the successful ones.
Any statistics?
I don't have like up-to-date statistics or like detailed statistic on that, but I would say it's more or less 100 ideas generates one service that goes through the funnel, and I think that's kind of the general what usually is said. If you think about startup companies, out of 100 ideas, there's one good, and I would say it's pretty much the same ratio that we've had as well.
Perfect. Thanks. Maybe one question for you. You've been doing this now for a while. You said you established the company a while ago. Have you seen any mindset change in that time when it comes to your business model, to circular thinking altogether? Or are we still in the beginning? What's your experience?
Yeah, well, the parking industry is pretty stiff and sort of that was definitely something that was not very how would I say, like we were kind of taken off guard by that. We had one case where we were sort of developing this service in an agile way, and we had some bugs, of course, which is natural. And then the feedback that we got from one of the clients was like that this is a complete crap. Like you had this one small issue here, and we were kind of, wow, that's a really strong reaction. And we said, okay, we're just gonna fix it, and that's how this stuff is done, because they were used to buying basically boxes in a way, like things that had been developed for 5 years, and then the thing is there, and you buy it, and it works. So not in a way that, okay, we're gonna try this and see if it works. So that was definitely a kind of a wake-up call for us. And the other thing is that with the sharing economy, since we started doing it last year, is that we were at this one trade fair, and I was showing this one guy what we're doing, and he told me, he was a property manager, he told me that, okay, listen to me, I'm so old and I've been in this industry for so long that I don't have to be interested in anything new. And I didn't know what to say to the guy at this point. I was just like, okay, that's fine. And then he kind of just went. So it's kind of all of these new solutions you have to. It's a lot of it is just educating the customer, educating the customer's customer on what could be and what kind of benefits you can achieve. So through this sort of rigorous process of learning, both for you and then for the customers and then the end users, that the mindset changes slowly, but it does anyway.
No, absolutely. I think we're eating into our networking time, so thanks a lot. I think there will be time to discuss about more questions in the networking afterwards. Thank you.
Thanks.